So my name is Dr. Christopher Emdin, and I'm here in Houston, Texas. And I have now partnered with another doctor who was next to the office I had. We partnered about 3 months ago. And so now we're both working on our office. We both do a lot of cosmetic dentistry, a lot of implant dentistry. And so, yeah, that's what we do here. We see a lot of adults, very few kids. But yeah, that's where we are here.
Awesome. And can you tell me a little bit about how you and I have gotten connected?
Yeah, so I've been working with Aura now. I want to say it's maybe even 2.5 years, not yeah, or 2.5 years. And we connected off of Invisalign. We were doing a lot of clear liner treatment. To be honest with you, we did over 310 clear liner cases within the last 4 years. So we worked with the Reach because we saw that she had a like a secret when it came to Facebook and Instagram as to these events that work to where you can get a lump sum of starts within that day. So I was very interested in that model and how it worked. And that's how it started. I was like, we're already doing clear liners, but we want to optimize this. And I
Yeah.
just love the marketing. So I followed a lot of her videos and I saw that it wasn't just paid ads, it encompassed more things as far as like day-to-day content,
Hmm.
sales, how to communicate, how to speak to like your patients, what they like, what they don't. These things really opened up my eyes to where I was like, huh, there's something over here.
Yeah. And I mean, what were your biggest challenges before in marketing before partnering with us?
That's an easy one to answer. The number one thing was we did have a marketing group that helped with Invisalign, but it was the communication that we had during the event, during the time we were marketing. It
Hmm.
was that the conversations weren't being had that we needed to have in order to optimize these campaigns. So that stood out. That even to this day, it's something that still stands out. The other thing was after the campaigns were done, finding that time to really go through what happened so we can then make it better the next time we did the campaign. That's a huge thing because sometimes you just do the campaign, you're like, hey, okay, we did it, and then you
Yeah.
just go to the next day and you're back on the grind. But we actually analyze the results so we can then better optimize it. Which I mean, that feedback loop, I think is necessary for marketing and sales.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And what would you say has been the most impactful thing that we have been able to do for you?
Yeah, so I mean, no campaign has failed, right? So I know that if I put money into, and I have it on my bank account, it's like I even have it as a reach. It should be Aura. I think I should pay it probably a different way, whatever it is. But I just know if
Same
I
thing.
sell money to a reach, I will get money back. So that is the most impactful thing. Yeah, you're nice and all the whole thing, cool. But at the end of the day, you're really like, hey, if I invest into marketing, I want more back. And
Absolutely.
so by far, it'll be a multiple of money that comes back in cash collected, not only just production, but in
Yeah.
cash collected. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a impactful thing.
Tell me a little bit more about what the recent event we did for you. I think it was a first for both of us.
Yeah, so we did an event. We were really trying to attract people who had missing teeth, but they weren't necessarily denture patients. So they had missing teeth, but wanted just a new smile, something that looked good. So we created an ad for that. We had good copy, I'd say, and they helped me even with the wording to kind of say,
Yeah.
hey, this is how we would want to attract that group. So we did that, put it out on Facebook, Instagram, and then give me 1 second. We're doing a interview quick. Sorry. So they put on its team, and we did paid marketing towards that. And the event was on November 16th. I want to say we had over 380 opt-ins,
Yeah.
and we had 11 people who showed up, 25 people, give or take, who paid $25 to show up. 11 of those
Yeah.
showed up, and then we had two that ended up purchasing. The thing is, the purchase price was high. So one who purchased was a $10,000 purchase, and the other one was a $12,000 case.
Yeah. So
It,
totaling 22K.
so 22K was the production. And here's the thing: what we've learned is because we did treatments where the margin was higher,
Yeah.
us collecting that money, we knew more of that cash was going to stay in the dental office's pocket. It wasn't like probably like 1 crown or like a filling type of margin. This one we had at least, like how we're saying, at least a 50% margin with
Yeah.
type of treatment and case. That made it a big win when it came to investment in money in and then money coming back.
Yeah. And like you mentioned earlier, we're sitting down now and going through that data and we're going to reverse engineer it. So the
Right.
people who showed, we're going to sit down, we're going to figure out like where in the funnel, they came in, how many touch points did we have with them, what's required to get more people like those cases.
Right.
And I'm actually really excited for that.
Yeah.
So I would say, what do you also love the most about working with us and doing
Yeah.
these campaigns?
I love the challenge and the psychology of this human. So when it comes to this marketing and in sales, it really is all a psychology game. So I like the back and forth I honestly get when I do work with Aura because it's not only a reach, like she has a team too, and it's something actually I really appreciate. Sometimes we can be on meetings and it's like we're actually going back and forth as to I think this will work and this one be I think this will work.
Yeah.
And I think that's so necessary. It's not they're not just like yes people, right? So
Mhm.
it's really like that. There's actually someone who's even on her team where she kind of reminds me of like my sister. But we really go back and forth when it comes to what we
Yeah,
think.
the last call got heated.
Yeah, it gets heated at times. But for the sake of getting to what's right,
Yeah.
not just the sake of arguing and argue, it's like, hey, what does work then? What and I'll be honest, there is times where I'm like, okay, I'm wrong. I was wrong with that. Okay, she was right. Like that's just correct. And to me, that's probably the thing I love the most. It's not just like, oh, yes, people, because you think like we're paying her, like, hey, this is what we believe to work. We work with other companies too as well. We've seen this work better in the market. Example, our implants are just doing really well right now in the market. People with missing teeth are more likely to opt in. They're more insecure about that thing versus like probably just like veneers and an aesthetic thing. So that right there just helped me change the lingo that I use for the ad. That right there is increase the opt-ins, right?
Yeah.
Decrease the spend. So those little things is what I love like the most working with y'all.
Yeah, and we saw it when I know when we initially started the campaign, it was just veneers, but so many people were opting in for like implants and asking about that. That's why we had that strategy session, and we're like, okay, we need to like shift the wording or because it's more opportunity for you rather than us just dismissing them and being like, oh, this is only veneers,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So, and again, we love working with you too. I think that's my thing with clients, right? I want someone who we're both growing together in our avenues. Like we have our specialties, you have your specialties, and we can work together toward like your North Star and have those little like, this is gonna work, this is not gonna work. Like I want that, right?
I agree.
Because I think that truly will help you reach your goals that you're looking for
Yeah.
rather
All of
than it
us,
just
all of
being
our goals for
yeah,
sure.
rather than it just being passive. Like
Yeah,
it's not meaningful to me at the end of the day.
for sure.
And I would want to ask you, like, what do you want to teach other dentists about marketing? What would you say?
Yeah. Oh, that's a deep question because it just
Yeah.
first it starts off with like liking yourself enough to not care so much about criticism, right? That's number one, because especially if you're putting the videos out yourself or whatever it may be. I mean, I have people they make fun of like my bottom teeth all the time. They're like, dude, you the one who needs like your veneer. No. So it's like not making that, not making that be the thing that
They
makes you
point
turn
out
off
my
your ad.
crooked teeth. They're like, "Why are you making this
Why are you
video?
marketing for this? Yeah.
You
So
need a
I'm
new
like, but I don't
one."
have any missing teeth though. I don't have I've never had to pull it, but I don't want, but I won't say that. But that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. But the thing is not letting that be the thing
Yeah.
stopping your growth. So like, at the end of the day, you're going to get a lot of people who are going to want to, opt in, opt in, opt in. But then there's really only a certain amount of people at the bottom of that funnel that are meant for you. And those are the ones who will come. Those are
Mm,
the ones who are going to find their way. Even if it's not that campaign, give it a year, give it 6 months, sometimes 3 months. And you would see it's like no dollars really lost in due time if you just give it enough time before you see a return or judge a return.
yeah.
So marketing is the number one thing. That's what I wanted to think. We're so quiet. We're so like, independent thinkers. Marketing has literally changed my life because I know that I can be in a slump, I can be financially strapped, and I can turn on something that can create funds or money coming in for me and my family within 16 days.
Yeah.
So it can get you out of any time. I had an issue even a month ago where I moved practices. I had nobody even knew where I went. And then we turned on a campaign, and within a month and a half, we're almost back to where we were at the previous office. You
Yeah.
see, if I really think about it, we're further than what we were because we have more cash paying patients versus any of the insurance people that we had coming in from
Mm.
that other location. And this is from Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Marketing and sales is top. It's top of the priority list, and then everything else falls underneath.
Yeah.
That's what I think about marketing.
I
For real.
call it like I think Alex Hermosi said it like getting leads and doing marketing is like your get out of jail card,
Over and
right?
over. Yeah,
So if
it
you have it,
is.
if you know how to do it, like you're set in
You're
every
so,
situation that you're in.
you're set because, and I love how he said that thing too. He's like, it fixes other mistakes because it allows you more time in business to fix mistake because
Hmm.
you only know what mistakes you need to fix
Yeah.
just by yourself or just, utilizing the same patients you had before.
Yeah.
It's not until you get new flow, you get new feedback, you get new income coming in that you can now finally say, hey, I've stayed in here long enough in order to figure or even get better at some of these
Yeah.
other things in the business, you know?
What would you say to the dentists that are like scared to market or they had bad experiences,
Mhm.
with other agencies or whatever the situation, like spending money? What would you say to them?
Yeah, the thing with marketing that I've learned too, it's a give and take, but the thing is, it's not a take and give. It really is like you have to let go for time, and there's going to be anxiety, possibly there's going to be like in uncertainty. Every campaign I've done, I've had uncertainty and anxiety, and it's like every campaign we've done has produced a result more than what I've paid, and still there's anxiety there. So it kind of doesn't go away.
Yeah,
It's like you're always going to be nervous. It's
I
just the way it
agree.
is. So
If you go down
can't
this
do it.
route, entrepreneur route, I just think that will never
It's
disappear.
not
It's
going to
just
go away. Yeah,
something you have to live with,
that's it.
like, and learn to live with in
That's
whatever
it.
you do.
That's it.
But and my last question is going to be, would you recommend Aura to any other dentist looking to scale
Yeah.
their practice?
Yeah, no doubt. If not, I won't be because I'm one who I have tried many things. I've done marketing myself. I've gone through
Yeah.
different all kinds of stuff. And especially when it comes to the organization of especially Facebook, Instagram, when it comes to the communication that you're going to get during the campaigns, you never feel alone. So that helps too. That whenever you're utilizing Aura, you're not going to feel alone. So in that Slack group, what you're able to communicate, I mean, you can be free inside that thing. And
Yeah.
that allows for a better campaign because most of it is like handling the emotion in
Hmm.
between prepping, and ending that campaign. That in between time is the hardest time. And so that's what they're really good at. There's one thing that group, that Aura is good at, is it's the communication in between start and ending of the campaigns.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something I'm
So yeah,
working hard on
I really recommend that for
getting to, but there's a lot of improvement we can do
sure.
to
For sure.
honestly take it to the next level. And I'm curious, in your opinion, like who do you think would qualify to work with us?
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be a doctor that has ambition. Like you can't want to just be where
Yeah.
you are. It's like honestly, it's not that kind of thing. Because I mean, as a dentist, you can do okay. You can really do financially okay and be in like the middle to little upper middle class. Even with inflation, I think you're really just kind of middle class. You don't want to think anything more than that at this point.
Yeah.
Not to be me, I'm just kind
Hopefully
of
that
being
gets
real.
better.
So if you want to grow above just that norm, they're good to work with there. If you want to do a higher value treatment or higher value treatments within your office, they're good at that too. So you would see more profit whenever utilizing a group like Aura. You see more profit, what gives you more oxygen, it gives you more just freedom of choice and to grow or to take off more days, whatever is that goal,
Yeah.
you're able to achieve that with the method that they do have, especially with like their events and
Yeah.
just the way they set up their market, like how they set up their marketing organization and how they'll set it up for your practice.
Yeah, and I think that's like the most important thing for me is when I'm working with a client, like understanding, okay, what is your real goal? Like, what
That
are
was
you
the
trying
goal.
to achieve, right? So, what are your revenue goals? What are your goals outside of business?
Yeah,
That way we can really curate that campaign to get you that freedom of time or get you more time so you can focus on optimizing,
right,
right?
for sure.
Um, but I think that covers everything. I really appreciate your time and you doing this for me. And I honestly look forward to the next steps
Yeah.
in what we're going to do with our marketing.